My name's Dave Harley. I'm the head of estates for Avon and Somerset Constabulary, and I've been doing this work for the last 6 years. I was the project director on this particular project, and the overall aim was to introduce open plan working on a major scale into the constabulary and to form a criminal justice hub in the centre of Bristol. We were bringing people from freehold properties that were past their sell-by date and some leasehold properties that the leases were coming to an end, and we were combining them all into a new facility here at the Bridewell. I think the open nature of it, this building was a 1984 building which was really tired, and I believe that our project has breathed another 40 years of life into it. And I think it's an iconic building from a positional perspective in Bristol. People drive past it, and I'm hoping that future generations will see this for a long time, and it'll be there on the Bristol skyline. Yeah, we used this opportunity to drive change, and the new facilities were the catalyst for that change. We went from a 1960s cellular office dated facilities to brand new state-of-the-art open plan facilities, and use that to drive the cultural change that's needed to make it work. I think the take-home message for me would be to go into the two-stage open book with an open mind. I think clients very often think that they know exactly what it is they want and have to tell the contractor. Sometimes it's good to listen, and getting access to a contractor at a very early stage can actually build value into your project. I think the role of the architect in this arrangement is subtly different, and the contractor can add real value without affecting quality, and I think that's what we've got here today. We chose the two-stage open book approach for this project because obviously we needed to be fully OJU compliant, and we were under some time pressures to deliver this project. We felt that the framework was the best way for us to move forward with that, to provide the necessary value for money credentials, and to deliver the project on time and on budget. The relationship with the contractor was absolutely first class. We met regularly. He was involved in analysis of problems, not just solutions to them, and we worked together to absorb the changes within the programme to the works and the scope with very, very minimal impact on the programme and no impact at all on the cost. The framework management team were very supportive. In the early stages, they helped us through the process of the phase one and the stage one and the stage two, and I think it was testament to the way they'd set us off in the right trajectory that we didn't have an awful lot of involvement post that stage. I think we were treading a well-trodden path, and as long as we carried on in that route, it was fine. This wasn't our first use of the framework. We'd used it previously, and we're going to be using it again. So I think we had sufficient guidance without any interference, I think is probably the best way of putting it. The project was challenging. We were on site for 30 weeks, which is a long time if you're hanging by your thumbs, but not very long when you're actually doing a major refurbishment of this type. And you know, I think it's fair to say in my career, this is probably one of the smoothest refurbishments that I've actually been involved with. The benefits of using the framework, from my perspective, were around the fact that we had access very early to the contractor. You know, clients are very keen to make some serious decisions without the benefit of the advice from the people who are actually going to be delivering the project. We had the opportunity to formulate our thinking, test that thinking with the contractor, gain access to their supply chain, and actually dovetail the two together as if it was a seamless transition, and that paid absolute dividends. One of the particular problems we found with this project was the Bristol Criminal Justice Hub was designed originally around a three-partner arrangement with the Probation Service, Avon and Somerset Police, and the Crown Prosecution Service. Unfortunately, the Crown Prosecution Service had to withdraw fairly late in the process, and we had to re-engineer a lot of the accommodation to take other partners or other teams from within Avon and Somerset. So we had some very late changes on the actual accommodation requirements. And to their credit, the contractor took the pragmatic approach that he wanted to deliver as a fantastic product. Yeah, the framework was instrumental in being able for us to be able to predict the outturn, both in terms of the go-live date for the property and also the actual final account figure. We prided ourselves on being able to deliver this project both on time and in budget, and as did the contractor, and we both worked tirelessly on that. This was a £3.5 million refurbishment, which was delivered in 29 weeks. So that is, there were long lead-in items, like we replaced both the lifts. The coordination on that was absolutely first class. Yeah, I think it's part of our sustainability credentials, and was at the heart of some of our decision making, that as much of the subcontract work stayed within the local environment. I wouldn't say we paid a premium, because I don't believe we did, but I think if there were a choice between two suppliers, and one was a local arrangement and one was from a distance, then we erred towards the one that could provide us with the local angle, and that's quite important, especially to people like the Police and Crime Commissioner, who's an elected official, to make sure that she can sort of stand up in front of the electorate and say, you know, we've spent this money in Bristol, but most of it stayed in Bristol. The use of the KPIs within the framework environment is an excellent tool, because you know that the contractor is fully focused on delivering you a quality product on time and on budget, and his future ability to gain work through the framework is guided by that. So if they don't perform and their KPIs are affected, then that will affect the flow of work through the framework in their direction. So it certainly focuses the mind. I don't think it's more of a carrot than a stick, because it was never ever talked about during the process from our perspective. We just rolled our sleeves up and got on with the job, knowing that we'd got the right people engaged from the very start. The contractor prided itself on soft landings in terms of handover, and that's something that's talked about a lot, but very seldom is it quite as soft as you would expect. As I said, the project was on time. The handover was engineered and managed in a way that staff felt comfortable. The cultural change angle of things make it difficult to gauge whether we did our, as a client, whether we did our part as well as the contractor did his part. But for the greater part, we had a few teething troubles with the commissioning of the building management system. But all in all, we brought a lot of people into a new facility, and there were a lot of pleased faces when they saw what we were offering them. And we've ironed out any snags that were around, and all in all, I think we landed the project really well.